Good morning and welcome. My name is Christy True. I'm the director of King County's Department of Natural Resources and Parks. It's great to see everybody, and as we know, it's great to be seen too, right? In these days. To begin, I just want to acknowledge that we're on the traditional land of the first people of King County, the Coast Salish people, past and present. And we honor with gratitude the land itself and the local tribes that we have here in our region. It's exciting to be here today because many of you are here. It was almost exactly 5 years to the day that we were here to announce our first funding partners for the Trestle, the state of Washington, the city of Bellevue, and Kaiser Permanente. And today we're back in the shadow of this majestic trestle to be able to talk about our final funding partner so that we can get this project up and running and built very, very soon. The trail that's now known as the East Trail, 5 years ago we were still calling it the East Side Rail Corridor, now named as the East Trail, is going to be an important asset to this region and especially to the nearby surrounding community and neighborhood. So we're here to make a very important announcement, and for that I'd like to turn to the King County Executive, Dow Constantine, to share the details with you.
Well, thank you, Christy, and good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here in Bellevue for this very special occasion. You know, as Christy mentioned, many of you were here 5 years ago now, when we announced our commitment to transform this iconic Wilburton Trestle so it can serve a new purpose for a new generation. Today, thanks to a major contribution by our partners at Amazon, we can say without a doubt that we are going to deliver on that promise. Amazon's $7.5 million investment provides us with the funding we need to complete the $32 million project that will convert this historic trestle and the nearby Wilburton Trail segment into the newest additions to East Trail. Once complete, East Trail will offer 42 miles of scenic, uninterrupted trail, all the way from Renton to Snohomish County with a spur into Redmond. And I want to make a prediction. Of every one of those 42 miles, this mile is going to be the one we bring our out-of-town guests to. Yeah, the transformed Wilburton Trestle, which will include viewing decks, will offer a spectacular view of the east side skyline and no doubt the west side skyline beyond it. Whether you're a commuter, a cyclist, a runner, or just enjoying an evening walk in the summer. Just as important, it will strengthen connections throughout the region, making it possible for more people to enjoy the best opportunities that the east side and all of King County and really Central Puget Sound have to offer. East Rail, so the trail and the rail system we're building knit together and intersect. And this trail will meet light rail at 4 different stops on the east side. So when we complete these 2 trail segments in 2024, you'll be able to board a train at Tukwila or at Northgate and get off at the Wilburton Station, which will be, I think, just north of here. And then you can walk or bike right up to the trestle here and experience the 1,000-foot-long elevated and somewhat breathtaking trip across. Who's been on top of the trestle before? Okay, who has not been on top of the trestle before? Okay, it will be extremely safe, but it's an experience. East Trail will also be the north-south spine of Leaf Line, the regional trail network that will connect King, Pierce, Snohomish, and Kitsap counties. The fact that the people have entrusted us with these responsibilities, the the tremendous responsibility of building the high-capacity multi-county light rail system that we have needed for so long, and the responsibility of taking over the old rail corridor and transforming it into really the centerpiece of our regional trail system. That trust is now paying dividends. Folks have consistently renewed the King County Parks levy and approved light rail extension. And now we are, as I say, integrating those trails and rails to offer the multimodal transportation system that the people of this region, this growing region, demand and expect. We're most successful when we mobilize the public and private sectors. And I want to be really clear about this. For our region to take on these big challenges, we're going to have to all be aligned, working together. And that's why I am so grateful, not just for Amazon's investment in this one project here, but I'm grateful for the partnerships that we are building with Amazon and our other major economic and corporate leaders to be able to move us forward on a whole array of issues that ultimately bring us to that notion that we've set forth for King County, that true north, that we are making this a welcoming community where every person will have the opportunity to thrive. So Amazon's commitment, combined with the trust and the will of the people, really is transforming the way folks will experience this trail and this special corner of the country forever. We've got a lot more trail and a lot more rail to build, of course, but make no mistake, this is a moment to celebrate. The fact that we're able to advance this challenging work even in the middle of this unprecedented pandemic speaks to our partners' unwavering commitment to success. So let's meet back here in a few years, same longitude, same latitude, but hopefully a little different altitude to celebrate the grand opening. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you, Dow. And now it's my pleasure to introduce and welcome Patrick Miller, Amazon's Director of Global Real Estate and Facilities for the Puget Sound region. Patrick.
Thank you very much, Christy. And big thank you to the county for your leadership and vision to preserve this rail corridor for a public trail. Amazon is really excited to complete these two key segments on the East Trail and bring this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity into reality. The completion of the trail will bring multiple benefits to the east side. It'll provide a new method for non-motorized transportation for employees living and working in Bellevue. And this is going to be important for Amazon as we bring 25,000 jobs to the community over the next few years. This will also decrease the dependency on driving in single occupancy vehicles and reduce the demand for on-site parking, which is very important to us as well. To encourage more sustainable mobility, Amazon recently announced a commuter benefit program that provides subsidies to cover the costs of subsidies for people biking to cover the costs of bike maintenance, also bike rentals and other items for U.S. corporate employees that are foregoing their on-site parking. So this is a big strategic initiative for us. We are also constructing a new elevated bike path on 108th Avenue Northeast, along with thousands of on-site biking stalls, as well as lockers and showers for bike commuters. I commute by bike myself and really appreciate Amazon's commitment to this and this wonderful trestle and project. Also, as a board member of East Trail Partners, I've seen firsthand how East Trail has been a catalyst for communities to come together. This project will knit the east side together, giving the public a safe biking and pedestrian route connecting neighborhoods from Renton all the way to Snohomish County. So that's really special. We've heard from community members that this trail is much more than just a means to get from point A to point B. It's really a linear park and green space, a habitat for wildlife, and a place where multi-generational families can take a stroll. While the growth in Bellevue and the east side is exciting, we also recognize that it comes with concerns about traffic and congestion. That's why we've been proactive in working with local, regional, and state agencies to be part of this solution. We in the private sector are putting skin in the game, but we still need the state to help fund the remaining critical pieces of the East Trail. That's why we strongly support the passing of statewide transportation investment package in the special session this fall. We appreciate the partnership and leadership of so many legislators, including Representative Slatter, who's here with us today. It's an honor, it's personally an honor to be part of this. I'm really excited, as you can kind of see. I walked over here. And it's just special to be part of this public-private partnership. And we really appreciate all of the collaboration with King County as well, and all of the public agencies involved. Our growth here in Bellevue reflects Bellevue's fantastic talent pool, great amenities, high quality of life, and really good business community. While our teams are currently working from home, we're really excited about our investments in Bellevue. Just earlier this year, we opened up a building called Tower 333, which we've named Bingo. And then last week, we opened another building, Summit 3, which we more subtly named Grace. We're really excited about these new buildings as they'll provide space for 3,000 employees in the area. We've also been really grateful for our partnership with the City of Bellevue. We can't say enough about how much we appreciate working with the city leadership and staff. So I just want to say thank you very, very much. It's really special to me and really special to Amazon. And I'll turn it back over to you, Christy. Thanks.
I will, let's give Amazon another big hand, why don't we? And I will echo your comments about the City of Bellevue. They have been a fantastic partner from top to bottom. We work so well together to deliver these projects. And we have 3 Bellevue City Council members here, Councilmember Stokes, Lee, and Zahn, who are here, a former Bellevue City Council member, and my pleasure. Yeah, there's Conrad right here. And it's my pleasure to introduce the Mayor of Bellevue, Lynn Robinson.
Thank you. This is really exciting to be here today. I also want to recognize County Council Member Kathy Lambert. Thank you for coming. You know, this really is about partnerships. It's about the regional partnerships with all the cities along this trail and with the King County. And it's also about community partnerships. We've had contributions from REI, from Facebook, from Kaiser Permanente, and now this very generous one from Amazon. I am so proud of the community partnerships that we have in the city, and really will work hard to maintain those and to feed them. There's a tremendous value with this project here. It's an amazing, safe way to get a very long distance, 42 miles. And this is kind of the missing link that Amazon is putting in place here. As a physical therapist who commutes to my patients' homes, I've ridden this trail many times to Renton and back. That's a great way to work. I'm in a good mood all the time, and I'm so nice to offer this to the people who live in Bellevue, to the people who work in Bellevue and visit Bellevue. And we're preserving an iconic trestle. I mean, that was not a given 10 years ago when we started thinking about what was going to happen to that rail line. It wasn't entirely clear what was going to happen with this over 100-year-old trestle. And so it's very exciting to be able to preserve it and showcase it. I think it's going to, as I say, be quite iconic when it's done. This is a huge connector. It's going to connect our neighborhoods to neighborhoods, our cities to cities, and our region to our downtowns. And when you combine that with the Mountains of Sound Greenway, our lake, our lake-to-lake trails, and ultimately our Grand Connection, what a tremendous community asset this will be. So thank you, Amazon, and thank you to all our community partners for making this possible.
And next, I'd like to introduce Catherine Hollis, who's been a great person to work with from East Trail Partners. She's the executive director.
How exciting is it to be at the base of the Wilburton Trestle, knowing that we now have all the funding needed to transform it into an amazing community asset? Thank you, Amazon. Yeah. As the entity solely focused on this effort, East Trail Partners works hand in hand with so many entities, individuals, governments, so many of you all that are here, to make the vision for a 42-mile completed East Trail a reality and improve equity through access. This exceptional trail opportunity requires exceptional community, governmental, and private sector support. Today's leadership investment from Amazon demonstrates the important role business can play in this multifaceted corridor. Amazon understands how important East Trail is for community and business alike through connections to transit options and public green space. We're grateful for their partnership and support. This also reflects the many funding sources that have made the Wilburton Trestle project possible and reflect the broad engagement that we need to make the East Trail happen and become a fully connected trail. It's definitely, all these pieces are key to the East Trail's success. And that includes the first private sector funding from Kaiser Permanente in 2016 towards this trestle, and other significant private sector funding in support of East Trail from REI and Facebook. They gave $2 million in 2020 to connect East Trail and the 520 Trail Corridor in Northeast Bellevue. This private sector support that brings in some of this last funding truly helps us fill gaps, and we're going to be able to start unlocking the Bellevue section of East Trail. While we truly have reason to celebrate today, truly, there are still significant gaps in unfunded projects in realizing a fully connected East Trail from Renton to Woodinville and eventually into Snohomish. And we look to our governmental partners to continue working to fill those gaps.
Thank you, Catherine. I think everybody knows also a very, very important partner that we've had in this is the state of Washington. They are building some very significant components of the trail right now that are opening up. And we just couldn't do this without a solid partnership with the state of Washington. So it's my pleasure to introduce Representative Slater from the 48th District.
Thank you so much. It is a real pleasure to be here today to highlight this important investment in the East Trail Corridor. The Wilburton Trestle is a symbol of history, pioneering history, and it's now a bridge to the future. As a member of the budget team on the House Transportation Committee, working on a transportation package last year and following over 90 listening sessions all around the state, virtual, it became evident that we needed to evolve and reimagine investments towards a planet-friendly, equitable, affordable, and accessible transportation system. Our vision became a transportation system that works for all Washingtonians and keeps Washington working. With this vision, the East Rail Corridor became a clear priority. And with the support of my East King County colleagues, the cities, and the county, I was proud to advocate for and sponsor dollars for building this corridor as part of a transportation package. Transportation is a map of our lives, and it's how we get from point A to point B, and it evolves through our entire life. The pandemic brought into sharp focus the barriers and inequities in our society. Imagine if you had to cross a highway just to get groceries, or walk at night on a busy road with no sidewalk. Around 20 to 25% of Washingtonians don't have driver's licenses. This includes the elderly, who are a rising proportion of our population, people with disabilities, children, those who are undocumented, or those who have no access to a car. As our population and workforce continues to grow quickly and significantly, our transportation network must be safe and accessible for everyone, including people who roll, walk, bike, or more recently, e-bike. And these investments can build resiliency and possibilities in our families and our communities. And as it turns out, this also has an impact on our economy, because East Rail will link employment centers, create jobs, and provide safe, predictable commutes, as you've heard. And not to mention the health benefits, recreational opportunities for over 400,000 people in East King County, and carbon emissions reductions to address climate change. We were not able to pass a transportation package last session, but the House Ds have been meeting weekly through the interim, and today, in fact, are negotiating with the Senate Ds beginning today. But the vision, and to see what we can do if there's a special session, but the vision in the House Transportation Committee still remains the same. This is a 42-mile connected, multi-purpose, multi-generational East Rail corridor, and it's a historic opportunity to build connections, grow our economy, support recreation, rise to the challenge of climate change, and equitably and safely serve our communities. Thank you, Executive Constantine, for your longtime support and vision in championing this corridor. Thank you to Amazon for putting skin in the game and building a partnership with cities and the county. The state will still need to fund the remaining critical pieces of East Rail, and I've certainly heard that, and other important projects on the east side, but this investment truly helps to move the project forward. Thank you also to all my elected colleagues who are here today, to East Rail partners for your passion, commitment, and persistence, and to all of you for your support of East Rail and a transportation system that works for all Washingtonians.
Thanks everyone for coming here today. And I also want to thank all of the voters of King County that have consistently voted in favor of the King County Parks Levy, which is one of the critical resources that we need to make sure that we fund all of the regional trail system in addition to other parts of the King County Parks system. I think that concludes all of our speakers today. Really look forward to seeing everybody. Hopefully we're going to be up at the top next time we get together. That will be very exciting. It'll be very safe, don't worry. So thank you all for coming, and let's give a big round of applause again for Amazon and for our speakers here today.